Evening folks, welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. Tonight's round 5 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. So we are live from Autopolis International Race Circuit or Road Circuit. We're on the short course tonight, so it does miss out a big chunk of the back half of the track. I do like this circuit myself. It's got an awkward first turn though. We'll see how the drivers get on tonight. I have got to amend some information from last week. Phil, evening, how you doing? I've got to amend some information from last week. I accused Cutler of sandbagging in race 1. It did look like it, but I forget he was carrying extra weight from the previous week, and he stuck a wheel on the sand, and there is excuses anyway, but he definitely wasn't sandbagging. So this week, same again. 15-minute first race into a 25-minute second race. 15 minutes of qualifying. Let's see who we've got in the room tonight. Graham Reed, myself, Cutler, Big Z, Rob Scott, Pete Gibb, Pajonski. Evening Phil, he's in the chat. Luke Doherty, RA320 Racing, 1805 Thunderrat, Blackwell 411 and Dan KBL. No Pav tonight. Hopefully he gets himself in. Right, so Cutler just about to start qualifying. The PC is not firing up at all now. Let's just power that off and power it on once more. Windows could not load properly. It's nice, isn't it? Right, into qualifying then. 15 minutes. Let's see how they get on around this. It can be a tricky course if you don't know it, and not many people pick it as a circuit to drive within their leagues. I quite like it, if I'm perfectly honest. So right, 15 minutes of quali starts now. It is a genuine qualifier as well, so if you're late, you're late. No chance of getting into the qualifier. You possibly will miss out on race 1 as well, depending on the hosts. There we go then, so qualifier is going to begin any second. I think the drivers were actually expecting that to be qualifying. Here we go then. So I've just looked at points, but it does still say Largo Maggiore on the website, so I'm not going to read those out. Diagnosing the PC, eh? Well, we'll see if that turns anything up. Oh no, Windows couldn't load. Well, that's the end of you then, isn't it? I'll just shut you down for the evening. Right, so we're watching it via tablet then. Okie doke. Graham Reed's first one out on track. So around this awkward hairpin. I forget where it changes. It's the second hairpin where it cuts off. So they should be able to manage these turns quite well. This is where the circuit would change, so it would peel off to the left there around a hairpin, just here, but instead they're going straight on around the final turn onto the long start-finish straight again. Let's get ourselves on board and go for a lap with Graham Reeds. So we'll see this first turn. It is blind as you come up to it. The circuit drops away just as you get to the apex as well. Braking hard here. You can't see it until you literally drops away just there. Look, Graham Reed's catching that lovely. Gets himself nicely out to the outside of the circuit through this little right-hand kink. Reg GT, evening mate. Down towards this 90-degree right-hander. Again, should be no problem in these minis, running 220 brake, 1050 kilograms of weight. So around that long left into this hairpin I was talking about earlier. So just getting the apex a little bit wrong there, pushing himself out a little bit wide there, Graham. So into this one, let's see how they handle this one. Slight lift as they come through there. Very similar to how you would run the GR4 cars. So this is where it would peel left onto the hairpin, but instead onto the, it's not onto the brakes. Just letting it coast through there then, Graham. Around this final little turn and kink. Back onto this long start finish straight. Doherty just giving his flash of lights, appreciation for Graham Reed's sportsmanship behaviour there, just staying out of the way. Right, so lap time's coming in then. Let's just wait for a lot of these drivers to get across the line. Let's go and have a look. Luke Doherty's run himself wide. Graham Reed has just helped him off. Right, let's have a look. Dan KBL currently holding fastest lap. So Luke Doherty just trying to stay out of the way in the background. Yes, it is. So Dan's put in a 1:17.1. I would expect these times to come down pretty sharpish. A lot of time to be made up on this track. Zach's followed him round for second place. 1:17.1 for Zach. Luke Doherty holding third, 1:17.2. Bert Weiss, he's on a 1:17.4. Liking your livery this week. P. Gibb, the man himself, he's been in the chat. He's sitting in fifth at the minute with a 1:17.4 as well. 18:05 in sixth, 1:17.7. So more lap times coming through now. Just see what Cutler's got. Keeps himself in sixth. So a stream of minis coming down this long straight. One or two drivers straggling behind, but it is only quali. They aren't going to benefit from a tow though on some of the longer sections. So Zach has taken pole position now, 1:17.026. A little bit quicker than Dan KBL. Someone off P. Gibb in the background, just off through the double apex left-hander. So Luke Doherty third. What's he put in still on that 1:17.2? Johnsky fourth, 1:17.3 in the Evergreen Tyres livery mini. Bert in the Rizzler, 1:17.4 for fifth. P. Gibbs sixth. We did just see him throwing himself off track. He got a 1:17.4 on that lap two. Cutler being pushed down another position, then 1:17.4 for Cutler. Getting the final turn a bit wrong. Nearly getting collared by Rob Scott. Doesn't take the last little kink a bit tight as well. I was going to slow him down on this lap too. So 7th position for Cutler. Thunderrat in 8th, 1:17.5. 18:05 in 9th. Oh, who's that? That's Rob Scott. What were you doing, Rob? Rob Scott in 12th doing something into the pit wall. Sitting in 10th at the minute. Oh, first turn all wrong. Very difficult to get it back on the circuit here. 1:17.7 for Rob. Bigsy, he's in 11th, 1:17.7 as well. RA320, 1:17.7. Graham Reed's now 1:18.3. Still leading them round. Let's see what he's got on this lap. He was a little bit down, I think, as he came across that timing line. Yeah, 1:18.9. Struggling here then, Graham. Zach holding on to that top spot. Dan's still second. Luke's still third. Bajonski still fourth. Weiss still fifth. Pete Gibbons sixth. Cutler seventh. So his last qualifying lap was compromised a little bit. Big C sitting in 8th at the minute. He's done a 1:17.5 on that last lap. That's taking him up a position or two. Thunder out in 9th, 1:17.5 as well. RA320, 1:17.7 still. A little bit quicker than his lap 3 time. 18.05, just getting himself back on track. 1:17.7 for 18.05 in Wakanda forever. It's a nice mark of respect. I forget the actor's name. Died of cancer this week. 18.05, putting a little livery together. That's on the roof as well. RIP to the king on the number plate. Nice little touch there, 18.05. So Graham Breed still unable to be that 1:18.3. Blackwell still leading. Lap 3 time of 1:17.0, doing well for him at the minute. He is only just a little bit faster than Bajonski. He's moved up the order a little bit. He's into second, 1:17.0. Only by 2,000ths from Dan though. So he comes across the timing line. It won't be this lap. Unless he's done something amazing through that last little kink. No, he's pulled a little bit of time back, but still in third position. Bajonski actually going quicker overall, 1:16.8 for Bajonski. So sticks himself on provisional pole. 5 minutes left of quali, throws himself in the pits now to stay out of the way of some of these other drivers. Nearly a quarter of a second over Zach Blackwell. A lot of work to do. Thunderat just getting himself back on track through turn 1. Yeah, awkward little turn, turn 1. Like I say, the fact it drops away, you can't actually see the apex until you're already turning in. It's a bit deep there for Zach. Still third. Luke Doherty now fourth. RA320 has gone quicker though, 1:17.3. Sticks himself into fifth. Weiss sixth, not managing to beat that lap 2 time. Pete Gibb now seventh again, lap 2. NGR Cutler on that lap 3 of 1:17.4. He's been close, but no cigar so far. Yes, the top 3 from last week do carry over extra weight into the first race of tonight. The winning drivers from the first race carry over weight into race 2. Big C has got himself up a couple of positions into 9th, 1:17.5. Thunder out in 10th, 1:17.5 as well, only 1,000th back. Scott again over on 17. Where's Thunderat going? So Rob Scott taking that. That's 1,000th behind Big Z. Thunderat's got the same time, in fact. That's what it's saying on there. Even though it says he's a 0.1 of a second back. Graham Reed 18's making up a position, pushing 18.05 down into the final place on the grid. Doherty going quicker, puts himself into second. He puts in a 1:16.863. Dan KBL gone quicker as well, 1:16.887. So 3 drivers getting up into the 1:18, sorry, the 1:16s, 1:16.8s. Zach, first of the 1:17s. Cutler just trying to negotiate his way back onto track through turn 1. So it's going to be an interesting race. It looks like some of these drivers know the circuit and some of them don't. See there being a little bit of chaos into turn 1, if I'm perfectly honest, just because if you're not used to driving this track, knowing where to brake, especially when there's 10, 12 other cars around you, can be a little bit awkward. PC Gaming 1, how you doing, brother? I forgot to check in with you last night. I saw your thing pop up and I forgot to check in. How you doing, PC Gaming 1? RA320 running wide through the final turn. That's not a usual place for drivers to go off. Johnski now pushed down into second. Luke Doherty going quicker. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, he's just parked at the end of pit lane. 1:16.551. That's forced Bajonski to now come out of the pits. He's got 1:26 left to do it. It doesn't look like he's going to bother actually. Or is he just waiting for these drivers to get through? Possibly, but I don't think he'll get a chance to finish that lap even if he does get around and cross the start-finish line. Yeah, Phil Gibb, that's a good point. If you're not on a hot lap, stay off the racing line. Just saying, 3 times, been knocked off now. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, mate. So Luke then, 1:16.5. Bajonski left the lobby and come back, but he's a quarter of a second back from Luke Doherty. Don't think he'll get an opportunity to set a quicker time. He's just coming out of the pits to hold on to that second position. Dan KBL is in third, then 1:16.8. Blackwell 4:11 fourth, 1:17.2, unable to beat that lap 2's time. RA320 racing as well, got a bit quicker, 1:17.2, still fifth. P. Gibb 6th, I say that, he's just been pushed down to 7th. Rob Scott going up the field, 1:17, 1:62 for Rob. Right at the end of qualifying, 3 seconds remaining. So RA320 pushed down a spot, P. Gibb pushed down a spot into 7th. Also going quicker at the end of qualifying, 1:17.3. Weiss now 8th. They'll possibly get a chance to finish these laps. Or maybe they won't. The time has ticked over, so it looks like they should get a chance to finish these laps. Cutler in 9th. Unable to get anywhere near that, 1:17.4. But carrying the extra weight. So Bigsy in 10th, 1:17.5. Thunderrat in 11th. Going for a bit of a off-road grass track moment, 1:17.5 for Thunderrat. Graham Reeds in 12th, 1:17.6. 18.05, his fastest not on there. What's that? 1:17.6. So that's about 1:17.8-ish for 18.05. Luke, evening mate, how you doing? I don't need a cam on streams, mate. Why do people want to look at me talking to myself? I'm doing nothing, Luke. I'm literally sitting here watching the telly, pressing up and down on a pad, and I've got my keyboard in front of me. People don't want to see me, they want to see the racing, damn it. So, qualifying over. Luke Doherty taking the pole position there then. So, we'll see how that benefits him into race 1. No fuel and tyre wear in this one, so that should help Luke out loads. He does like to burn through tyres pretty damn quick. You laughing at, Luke? Concentrate, get behind the wheel. You're in pole position, damn it. Get this first turn right, or you're going to make yourself look like a donut. And you, Weiss, stop talking to me. Get ready to drive. Got blocked. Oh, it's all kicking off on track tonight, isn't it? Right. So the lights are on. Revs are up. Do we get any false starts? No, everyone away cleanly. Let's see how they get on into this turn one then. Like I say, unsighted until you're actually turning in. And 12 other cars to try and negotiate as well. Give me a different camera. Oh, it's the same camera. So Luke through cleanly then. Let's just flick through slowly. Who's that? Weiss off track. He's down in 13th. So coming a cropper into turn one as to be expected. Getting all those cars through there in one group was never going to happen. Right. Let's just see how they get on. Up front, Luke Doherty's pulled a gap, 1.2 seconds. Someone is off track in the background, I heard it. Zach's holding on to second, he's under pressure from Dan right behind him, though, half a second back. Bit of a gap back to Pajonski. Half a second back, he's under pressure from Rob Scott. In fifth. Got RA320 in the background there as well, waiting for a mistake from those two. So Bigsy lead in the next little pack. So 0.6 of a second back from RA320. Not out of it yet into this final turn. Oh, Cutler, he's side by side with Thunder Rat. Thunder Rat looks like he pretty much slid into the side of Cutler there. Pushing Cutler way off track. Cutler will not be happy with that at all. Does that push Cutler all the way to the back? It puts him down to 12th. He's now got Weiss, who's running at full race pace. Looking to get him down the inside, although Weiss has gone into ghost mode. So that will slow him down a little bit. Or maybe not. He's back in front of Cutler. Oh, some glitching from Weiss though. That's not what we want to see. That could cause all sorts of issues. Graham Reeves looks like he's got turn one wrong, running slowly. Maybe clattered off track, possibly. Luke Doherty still out front, 1.6 second lead. Dan KBL and Blackwell 411 battling it out for second. Pajonski there as well, Rob Scott there. Weiss has left the room, so obviously unhappy with whatever happened to him. So Rob Scott in fifth, just losing a bit of time to the top four at the minute. I'll say that. Luke Doherty, lead driver, has made a break from everyone else. So Rob's got fifth, he's got a bit of breathing room behind to sixth place, 1.8 seconds back to RA320. Thunder Rat, we just saw sliding up the inside of Cutler and nudging him off track, sitting in seventh. A little bit of pressure from 1805, closing up on him down this long straight. Not close enough to be able to make a move. RA320 sticking himself in the middle of the track so drivers didn't benefit. Right, Thunder Rat's run himself wide. 1805 should be able to slip down the inside and he'll carry the speed and have the inside line into this next 90-degree turn. Chucks himself just in front of Thunder Rat. Brakes on hard. Thunder Rat running deep into this next turn, almost going off track again. P-Gib in ninth, then hunting these two down. Thunder Rat running wide through another hairpin. That's allowed P-Gib to close back up on him. Losing time to 1805 now is Thunder Rat. Cutler in 10th. Starting to make his way back through the order. Bigsy in 11th, 3 seconds down from Cutler. Graham Reeves, we just saw getting himself back on track after an off-track action into turn one, sitting in 12th, 2 seconds down from Bigsy. Closing up though, closing up. Doherty in the meantime carries on pulling a gap. Yeah, we did see lagging Weiss. I mean, I wasn't sure if it was you that we saw come back on track, but then yeah, we saw the lagging as well. So fair play to you, mate. That's a nice move by Weiss there to cut himself out of the action. The lagging can cause all sorts of issues. If you're watching a car jump from left to right in front of you, you don't know where to stick yourself when you're going around a corner. So Luke continues to have that 2.3 second lead from Dan KBO. He's got himself back past Zach Blackwell 411. Pajonsky still bolted onto the back of these two. Rob Scott still waiting in the background there. Managed to close that gap back up to Pajonsky a little bit. RA320 losing time, 2.6 seconds down from Rob Scott. 18.05 getting himself up to 7th. P-Gib actually getting himself past Thunderrat now as well, so Thunderrat really struggling at this circuit by the look of it. Possibly just not knowing your braking points, as we saw into this very turn with NGR Cutler. So Cutler closing the gap back up on Thunderrat, 2.7 seconds currently. Long straight to run down. No benefit of slipstream for Cutler at the minute. He's got to close a lot closer up to those drivers in front to benefit from that. Again, Biggsy, no slipstream for himself in 11th, and Graham Rees just out of it as well. So with a bit of off-track action, they are still quite close together. 6 minutes of this race gone, 9 left to run. Oh, disconnected in the end. Okay, Weiss, no problem. Andy hates this track. Well, there you go. It's a win-win then. Not for us lot though. We don't get to see you race all that lovely livery you've done. Luke Doherty pulls another couple of tenths from Dan. So Weiss has joined the room again. Zach holding on to 3rd, but by the skin of his teeth. Pajonsky's all over his rear end as they start onto this long start-finish straight. Let's see if he closes up. So Zach in 3rd, Pajonsky in 4th. He is closing up slowly, nowhere near close enough to make a move into turn 1. Again, completely unsighted. There it is. Oh, almost getting it wrong for Pajonsky. He turned in a little bit late there, but he's kept it on track, and he's kept it in tune with Zach Blackwell in front as they head down towards this right-hand 90-degree. Dan almost running it wide in front in that dark blue car. So down into this first of the hairpins. Totally different line in for Pajonsky, looking to get a better run out. Not a lot of space for him to run. Get the run on Zach through there. Into this long sweeping left, a little bit of a lift as they get to the inside apex, and then power on the way out. So again, closing it up on Blackwell as they head down this long back straight towards the final turn. He might be able to get a move done here. Zach's gone defensive. Gets the move done. Keeps that position. Oh, the side by side though. And now Pajonsky just being squeezed out by Zach, saying, "You're not having that inside line, I'm keeping that one, thank you." Nowhere for Pajonsky to go. He's pushing Zach down the track. Chucks himself over to the left now, goes to the better line into the corner. Let's just see what happens here. Nice bit of driving from these two. A little bit of door banging to be expected, but some good racing. Nobody off track, they're keeping it respectful. That's enough of you two. Where's the leader? So now 3 seconds up front. Dan KBL holding on to that second, getting a bit of time over Zach and Pajonsky, but they're battling. That's just slowing them down a little bit. Rob Scott has dropped off the back a tiny bit, but might be able to gain time back with those two battling it out. The chocolate Dairy Milk liveried mini of Rob Scott in 5th. RA320 still holding 2.6 seconds between himself and Rob. He's also got 2 seconds between himself and Pete Gibb. Pete Gibb not out of the woods yet. 18.05 and Thunderrat within striking distance. In 8th and 9th, just coming onto that long straight. Thunderrat getting a good exit. Right on the tail of 18.05 as they head down here. Again, just don't think close enough to make a move into turn 1. Again, Thunderrat just getting turn one a little bit wrong. Not knowing that apex can be very difficult. You can see he's lost a lot of time to 18.05 now. Cutler in the background in 10th. So he's still 2.2 back from Thunderrat. Bigsy's actually closed the gap up on him. 3/4 of a second between Bigsy and Cutler. Should turn out to end up being a good fight come the end of the race. 5 minutes left on the clock. Graham Reed's 3.8 back from Bigsy. He's sitting in 12th, and yes, we have lost Weiss from the race. Started glitching and then disconnected. Luke has gained a second. What are you doing? What's happening here? Pajonsky and Zach, what's happened? They must have had a coming together. So that's Zach all the way down in 6th place now. Pajonsky in 3rd. Dan's managed to get through to take 2nd. So getting it wrong somewhere in the midfield section. Dan holds on to 2nd, a long way back from Luke Doherty though, 4.1 seconds. A lot of breathing room behind, nearly 2.8 seconds between himself and Pajonsky. Rob Scott then promoted up into 4th. Through Blackwell's demise. RA320 in 5th. He has got Zach all over his tailpipes, looking to get that position off of him as soon as possible. He's a long way off the fight he was in. Down the inside though. Different lines between RA320 and Zach, but not benefiting Zach at the minute. And then P-Gib in 7th, 3/4 of a second back himself. So these three will be giving each other a bit of a tow now. So can Zach close the gap up on RA320 in front? Goes down the inside. A little bit of door banging again. But gets the advantage for now. Holds on to 5th. I think RA320. I thought he was carrying a bit more speed, but possibly not. No. Zach gets himself back up into 5th then. RA320 in. Oh, I think he's just dived out of the way to avoid collision with Zach. He ended up on the grass and collared him anyway. Unfortunate for Zach. So that puts him right down the order, down in 9th at the minute. He's got Cutler and Bigsy bearing down on him. Oh, he's going to lose another position here to Cutler. Bigsy trying to run around the outside. Blackwell's coming back at Cutler around the inside of the double apex. Cutler holds onto it through the hairpin, nearly 3 wide through there. That was unfortunate for Zach and Blackwell, just getting collared. Pushed way off track by, was it Rob? I think it was. Oh, sorry, RA320, not Rob. Luke Doherty, that gap had been reduced only by 10th, it's down to 3.9 seconds. Dan comfortably in 2nd now, 8.5 seconds to Rob Scott behind. So he's got himself up into a podium position. 1 minute 50 left on the clock. RA320 into 4th, P-Gib in 5th, Thunderrat in 6th. Pajonsky 7th, 18.05 in 8th, Blackwell in 9th, just still fighting out with Cutler for that position. Cutler in 10th, Bigsy in 11th, and Graham Reed's in 12th, so still only 3.8 seconds back, Graham, so he's got the pace. He's just got that turn 1 wrong, got one too many times. Yeah, so he's able to keep the speeds up. He's just not been able to close the gaps on the drivers in front. Luke Doherty does extend now, 4.5 seconds, fastest lap of the race as well, 1:16.699. So this will become a final lap when they cross the line. 45 seconds left on the clock, these lap times being at 1 minute 17s. So we're going to see all the drivers across the line for this final lap. Anyone looking to make a move down here? I think everyone's just a little bit too far apart at the minute. Maybe P-Gib and Thunder Rats. Bajonski in the background as well. This looks like the closest battle on track. Oh, Thunder Rat running it wide though, getting himself back on track. He seems to have done that a lot tonight, Thunder Rat. He's holding on to 6th, Bajonski 7th. 1805 still in 8th. Right, let me not miss. Luke Doherty comes around that final turn then. He's led from start to finish. To pole position as well. Good drive, Luke. First place in race 1. Taking another fastest lap as well. Dan comes home in 2nd, so Luke getting that other fastest lap, 1:16.678. A little bit quicker in the end. Rob Scott comes home in 3rd. RA 320 4th. P-Gib 5th. Thunder Rat in 6th. Bajonski 7th. 1805 8th. Zach Blackwell 9th. Cutler 10th. Bigsy 11th. Graham Reed's in 12th. And yes, unfortunately we lost Weiss. Connection issues. Some good racing. A little bit of off-track action, but Autopolis, it all seems to be around turn 1 as well. So, a few minutes break, and then we shall crack on with race 2. Race 2 being 25 minutes, fuel and tyre wear is now on. We'll just wait for Cutler to pop those up. I think it's, I'm going to get it wrong. Is it times 8, times 5, times, who knows? I should know, I do that many leagues, I forget. They're all different, some are with, some without. Rightio, so we've got a 10-minute break for me to waffle at you lot. Ah, damn shame, P-Gib. Of course that was fun, Luke. You had no pressure, you were just out front racing on your own. Oh dear, not a good race 1 for Phil Gibb then, according to the YouTube chat. Doherty, starting at the back, yes, with loads of extra weight, yes you are. All the clicks of weight for you, Luke, all of them. I don't know how many clicks it is. Is it 5, 4 and 3 for 1st, 2nd and 3rd? Is it the same as the Wednesday League? I was right, tyre wear times 8, fuel times, oh, did I say times 5? I said times 6. "25-minute enduro as well for the lads to try and manoeuvre these cars around this Autopolis circuit with the ever increasing or decreasing grip, but increasing tyre wear. Now that we've got fuel on and tyre wear. Ballast gone. Ooh. Yes, the tyres. The tyres, Luke. Your poor, poor tyres. Oh, there you go, Phil. Yeah, Luke, it's going to be interesting to see your tyres tonight. Starting from the back, extra weight. Ouch. Luke Doherty not known for liking the rubber on his car, to be perfectly honest. So I will give RA 320 a little bit of backup there against Blackwell 411 in the PlayStation chat. It did look like he was going to crash into the back of you, and I think he tried to avoid you. And that's what caused, once he was on the grass, trying to avoid you, he just couldn't brake and kablamo. That was the end of that. Luke, you need plastic. You don't need rubber tyres, you need plastic tyres. Like, you know, like the kind you get on a kiddie's go-kart, pedal along go-kart. That's the kind of thing you need. Just got to heat them up, alright? Get out on track now and heat those hards up. Top 3 drivers carrying extra weight for race 2. I will repeat again. That's why I thought Cutler was sandbagging last week. But he wasn't. So are we going to see Weiss race in race 2? All the way. See how you get on with that then, Luke. Plastic tyres, yep. He was carrying the extra weight, Luke. That's what he was saying. There's your weight there. So first place is now 1,109 kilos. Second place is now 1,097 kilos, and third place is now 1,085 kilos. The other driver's still running at the 1,050 kilos. But all drivers running at the 220 brake horsepower still. Okay, so while I wasn't looking, Chris Cutler has sent me the points, which is good, because now I've got something to waffle about. Oh, so they possibly were right, it was just the wrong track on the screen. I just didn't want to read them out in case they were wrong. So, I'll do points quickly before we start race 2. So not including the points for race 1, NGR Cutler leading the way with 141 points. He's got a great big lead over second place P. Gibb. He's on 98 points. Only a couple of points in it between himself and third. Rob Scott, he's on 96 points. Again, another 4 points back to Graham Reed's in fourth. He's on 92. Zach Blackwell in fifth. He's on 87 points. Pajonski is on 86 in sixth place, 1 point behind him. Weiss in 7th is on 79 points. 1805 in 8th, he's on 73 points. A point behind him in 9th is Thunderrat. In 10th we've got Dan KBL on 67 points. Luke Doherty in 11th with 65 points. RA320 Racing with 43 points. 13th place for Bumila. I'm not sure he's even in this league anymore, but he's currently sitting in 13th with 32 points. Big Z is in 14th with 24 points. Pav 46 also not racing tonight, sitting in 15th with 18 points. So yeah, I think the points were right on the website. They just had the wrong race on there, and I didn't, like I say, I didn't want to read them out, not knowing if they were correct or not. So a couple more minutes. Let's get ourselves on track. Let's see how Rob Scott tackles turn 1. Go in this view so we get a bit of a better angle of the circuit. He's got RE320 just joining the racetrack in front of him. So braking at that big orange marker on the left hand side, nicely across the apex. Yeah. A little bit of a acknowledgement to RE320 for just chucking himself out of the race line while he was coming through. This man just saying his car feels like a rocket ship. Where have you gone? You can't just disappear like that. Where have you gone? Where's everyone gone? There he is. Lost all drivers then. Weiss is back. Get to look at that lovely livery of yours. There you go. So P. Gibb carrying the weight from last week. Saying, what have you dropped? The extra 35 kilos. Yeah, so you finished in 3rd final race last week. Oh. So you did have to carry that success ballast over into first race of tonight. But loses that now into race 2 and now says the car feels like a rocket. So we'll see how P. Gibb gets on in race 2. Nothing wrong with Pav's internet. Weiss just catching up with the chat there on the Facebook chat. Weiss saying he's got Pav's internet. Well, I commentated on Pav 46 last night. No glitching at all from the man. Right, there's enough of a look at your livery. It's got the nice NERB crew number plate. So a couple more minutes, we'll jump into race 2, reverse grid. Top 3 drivers from race 1 carrying, oh, still a bit of glitching from Weiss, possibly. So I'll say that again, reverse grid from results of race 1, and the top 3 drivers from race 1 do carry the extra weight, so 1,109 kilos for P1, 1,097 kilos for P2, 1,085 kilos for P3. What is going on with that screen? Why is it sending me into flipping out? It's giving me epileptic fits. So they do get a choice of tyres as well, so let's quick flick through. Okay, Graham Reed's getting called out for glitching now. Luke Doherty out on a set of mediums. He was saying in the chat that he fancied the mediums. Scott just taking off a set of mediums. What's he going to start with? Goes out with another set of mediums. 1805 on a set of softs. Johnsky on some mediums. Graham Reed's on the mediums. Cutler on the soft. Bigsy on the soft. Dan KBL on the soft. Could be right, Luke. Could be right. Hib saying his car feels like a rocket. He's dropped the extra 35 kilos he was carrying. Yeah, so it's going to throw itself into the turns quite well. A lot better than it was in race 1 at least. So here we go into race 2 then. Reverse grid. 25 minutes. We've got fuel and tyre wear on. Stop talking, Luke. Get behind the wheel. Okay. Oh, well, we'll see how you get on. So the lights are on, the revs come up. Away is a good start from most. A little bit of wheel spinning from Graham Reed's. There's no false starts though, everyone's away cleanly. Let's see how they get on into turn 1. White's looking to come up the inside. Big Z diving down the inside of the pair of them. Getting it a little bit squirrely on the exit, but gets himself through up into first place for Big Z. It was a brave move, it could have caused all sorts of chaos. Could be very similar into turn 2. Oh, Cutler getting it a little bit wrong, catching Weiss. Pushing Weiss off now to the back of the pack. So just wait for them to settle down a little bit, try and keep an eye on the chaos before I start looking at positions, because they will change. Pajonsky now getting involved, moving down the order, 1 or 2 drivers battling their way past him. Now looking to come back down the inside on that long left-hander. Right, let's get ourselves up front. Oh, Thunder Rat off track. Back on track, cuts across, almost takes out Rob Scott. So Bigsy out front, 0.8 of a second over 18.05. Under pressure from Zach Blackwell, who's got alongside him almost. We'll get a tow now down this long straight. So sitting in 3rd for Zach, Graham Reed's in 4th. Got Cutler in 5th. Got P. Gibb hot on his tail though in 6th place. Will we see P. Gibb go for a move? He's chucked himself out. Does he go for a late dive down the inside of Cutler? He doesn't. Cutler holds on to it. 18.05's got it wrong though. He's losing time and positions. RA320 in 6th. Dan in 7th. Johnsky getting himself back up to 8th. Getting past 18.05. Thunderat going down the inside of Pajonsky. It's all getting a bit fighty in race 2. Always does. Luke Doherty now trying to fight his way through from the back of the pack, carrying that extra weight. He's got himself past 18.05 and Weiss just about. He's still side by side with 18.05. Flash of the lights between 18.05 and Weiss. Luke just keeping himself on track. Weiss looking to run down the 8 inside of Luke Doherty. That extra weight is not working well for Luke in race 2. He's run himself deep into that last turn as well. A little bit of bumping and barging still going through there. So Bigsy leading 0.3 of a second. Zach Blackwell closed that gap up, taken half a second out of him. But has extended the gap between himself and Graham Reed's. Now putting all sorts of pressure on Bigsy for that top spot. He'll be able to close up along this straight as well. Will he get a move done into this right-hander? Chucks himself out down the inside. Can Bigsy hold it? Oh, a little bit of contact between the two, but Zach goes through to take top spot. Bigsy into 2nd. Can Zach start pulling away? He's not had a bad couple of races himself. Had some good results. Oh, he's run himself a little bit wide there. So can he start making a break from Bigsy in 2nd? He's got half a second already. Cutler's got himself up into 3rd position, 1.2 seconds back from Bigsy. So the last couple of weeks it has been Cutler and Bigsy battling it out. Most running very similar strategies, although Zach looked like he has just run through that final turn a bit wrong. slowed him down a little bit. That's allowed Bigsy right back onto his rear bumper. Unable to go for the move into turn 1 then for Bigsy. So Zach holding on to it. Cutler third, closing that gap up, 0.8 of a second between himself and Bigsy. P. Gibb in fourth, trying to get around the inside of Graham Reed, does so cleanly. Graham Reed's pushed down into fifth. Dan KBL sixth. He's got a second in front to Graham Reed, a couple of seconds back to Thunderrat. Doing well, holding on to 7th place at the minute. He's got RA320 and Weiss bumper to bumper as they run through the exit of that hairpin down to right towards this long sweeping left. Totally different lines from all 3 drivers through there. So Weiss in 9th, Pajonski in 10th, not too far off, 0.5 a second from Weiss. Luke Doherty up into 11th, down the inside of Pajonski. So making up another spot there for Luke Doherty. He's just sticking in the slipstream of RA320. Looks like he's actually getting the move done on him. Not quite. Chops down the inside. Pajonski's trying to follow him through. Now 3 wide. They were 3 wide. Luke Doherty then down the inside of RA320. It's a little bit deep. RA320 come back at him a little bit. We've got a driver off in the background. So RA320 then carrying that extra speed. Luke Doherty holding on to that extra weight. Chucks it down the outside of RA320 into this next turn. Done a good job of holding on to that at the minute, Luke Doherty. So 9th place for him. RA320 in 10th. Pajonski in 11th. Rob Scott in 12th, also carrying the extra weight from race 1. 18.05. It might have been 18.05 we saw run off track in turn 1. He's now sitting nearly 5 seconds back in 13th place. So Zach continues to lead, 2 seconds over Cutler, who's now got himself up into 2nd place. A little bit wide through that kink. Now can Cutler and Blackwell start making a bit of a break. It was these 2 before that were battling it out and sort of leading the pack. Pete Gibb has also got himself up into 3rd position down the inside of Bigsy. He was saying in the chat that car felt like a rocket. It looks like it's performing well tonight for Pete Gibb. So past Bigsy, pushing Bigsy down into 4th position. Graham Reed's hanging on to 5th at the minute. Still in 6th. I think he's closed the gap. Oh no, sorry, he's actually lost a bit of time to Graham Reed's in front, 1.2 seconds. Gains it through there. We've got Thunderrat and Weiss battling it out. Weiss actually getting down the inside of Thunderrat. Up into 7th for Weiss. Thunderrat in 8th. Pajonski off the back end of that battle now in 9th. So Luke Doherty back down in 10th position, carrying that extra weight. I've left all the information off the screen. So he's already put those medium tyres under a lot of pressure. He's still battling it out for with RA320 at the minute. He's got the advantage into this final turn, whether RA320 can carry the extra speed. It's looking good for him. So Weiss and Thunderrat are battling it out side by side as they head down towards turn 1 as well. Just trying to get across track to find the best line through turn 1. Holds on to 6th then Weiss. 7th for Thunderrat. Luke Doherty back up into 9th. So who's lost? Was it Bigsy? What happened to Bigsy? Bigsy's been in the pits. Fresh set of racing mediums for Bigsy, so he's come in on lap 6. 18.05 also in the pits, come out on fresh mediums. He came in a lap ago. So Zach's still leading. Cutler has definitely closed the gap though. It's down to 0.6 of a second into this final turn. Will we see Zach pit? He's worn out those softs. Cutler, we can see he's hardly touched those softs. He's got plenty of life left in those. Zach goes for another lap. Cutler goes for another lap. Pete Gibb goes for another lap. Graham Rees decides to come in. So now a few drivers to come past. So 10 minutes into race 2 tonight. Zach Blackwell is going to be very lucky to hold on to this position for the rest of this lap, I think. Cutler has just got so much more grip on his tyres. So not able to get it done through the hairpin for Cutler. Has to hold on to that second position. To the move then down the inside of this long sweeping left, not quite able to do it. A little bit of contact between himself and Zach. Is Zach going to stop out, just run his fuel out? He's going to struggle on those tyres. So into the final turn, a bit wide for Zach there. Looks like he's stopping out, he's going to go for another one. We may well see Cutler move done here into turn 1, maybe not quite close enough at the minute. So both drivers are through there cleanly. Again, closing up. Still unable to get past. Maybe just quite happy to sit on the tailpipes of Zach. He's under no threat at the minute from P. Gibb. He's got a second and a half. Sorry, a minute and a half. No, this is a second and a half what we're talking about. Although at that time it's going to start coming down if Zach Blackwell holds up Cutler for any longer. Zach attempts another lap on those tyres. Looks like he's going to. It's too late if he wants to go in the pits now. Cutler was side by side with him, goes for the move. Zach will still have the inside line into turn 1. So holds on to first, only just. This has allowed P. Gibb to close that gap up. He's gained a couple of tenths on the Cutler. So all playing into P. Gibb's hands at the minute. His tyre wear starting to show through now as well. Cutler still got half of everybody else's tyre wear. Zach's got to be careful he doesn't lose this position to Cutler and P. Gibb here. Pete Gibb has got the gap down to less than a second. Cutler also needs to think about getting past Zach ASAP. Oh, a little bit of contact between Zach and Cutler. Cutler runs himself off track, comes back on, holds on to first. Zach second. Pete Gibb then less than half a second back. Again, different lines there between Cutler and Zach. Cutler doesn't come in the pits. It sounded like P. Gibb tried, but he's got it all wrong. He's smashed into the pit entrance. Oh, it's a horrible way in. So whatever fight he was in with Cutler and Zach he's out of now after that mistake. So Cutler's got himself in front of Zach. Zach though putting the pressure on, trying to come back down the inside into turn 2. He's doing well with that tyre where he's got. Look at that compared to Cutler's. Both of these drivers look like they're going to run till they're out of fuel. So Rob's got up into third then. He has also yet to pit. Bigsy fourth. Those mediums. Oh, he's running himself wide though through turn 2. That's allowed Graham Reeds to come back through and retake fourth position. Graham Reeds, who's actually stopped for a set of mediums for Graham. Bigsy also out on the mediums, losing that position down in 5th. Luke Doherty has got himself up into 6th position. Fresh set of racing mediums for Luke. Wise clambering all over the tail end of that Mini, trying to get through. Side by side as they head up this back straight towards the final turn. Luke actually holding the inside line. Let's see how they get on. Cam Weiss just running around the outside, not carrying as much weight as Luke. Bigsy's got it wrong though, so 3 wide coming through the final part of the circuit there. Weiss getting himself through. Bigsy picking up a penalty. P. Gibb actually coming back through. 3 wide as they head down towards turn 1. This is not going to be pretty if they stay like this. Oh, Luke Doherty cutting it. Bigsy losing his penalty. Graham Reeds getting turn 1 wrong. So P. Gibb up into 4th then. So he's stopped now. Should be able to run to the end of the race on a fresh set of racing soft as well for P. Gibb. Luke Doherty holding on to 5th. Bigsy 6th. Thunder at 7th. Graham Reeds back on track in 8th. Rob Scott looking to get past him though in 9th. Trying to drive around the outside. Fresh set of racing softs for Rob. Dan in 10th. Also on a fresh set of racing softs. Fresh set of racing mediums for Bajonski. Currently sitting in 11th position. RA320 in 12th. Fresh set of racing softs. 18.05. Battered set of racing mediums, sitting in 13th place at the minute, 10 seconds back as well. So Cutler's stopped. Zach has stopped. He's on the super softs. Whether they will last for the rest of the race is yet to be seen. He'll be looking to close the gap up on Cutler in front, and is doing so rapidly. Cutler getting turn 1 a little bit wrong. Zach Blackwell able to take advantage of those super softs while they've still got plenty of grip left. Goes back into the lead of the race. Now he needs to think about making a break from Cutler. Cutler is too good on tyre wear to let him try and stick on your rear bumper, Zach. You know that and I know that. So just under 8 minutes left. Zach starting to pull a little bit of a gap, up 2.9 of a second, just dropping another 10th there. Weiss got himself up into 3rd position. A bit of wear on those softs. P. Gibb in 4th. He's on a lot better set of softs, so he might be able to get this position off of Weiss. Doherty not doing too bad in 5th. Bit of wear starting to turn up on those mediums. Bigsy's 6th, so Bigsy now under pressure from Thunderat for that 6th position. Thunderat close enough to make a bit of a move into this final turn. Goes for a move down the outside. Backs out of it though. Bigsy holds on to 6th, Thunderat 7th. Rob Scott into 8th. Dan 9th. Graham Reeds again, turn 1 has caught him out. Was in 10th, now in 12th position. Bajonski and RA320 going through. That's unfortunate for Graham Reeds. That corner, I've seen him twice, maybe 3 times, going a little bit wide there. 18.05, now 15 seconds off the back of the pack. Absolutely devastated set of racing mediums. But up front, Zach Blackwell has started to pull a gap, 1.3 seconds from Cutler. Still plenty of life left in those racing super softs as well. But we know Cutler's good on tyres. So Zach's got to take full advantage of those now before they wear out. Try and hold that advantage come the end of this race. 6 minutes remaining on the clock. P. Gibb getting himself up into third past Weiss. We've got Bigsy and Luke Doherty in the pits coming in for tyres and fuel. So P. Gibb holding on to third. Little flash of the lights from Weiss. P. Gibb just slowly pulling away from Weiss. He's 4 seconds back almost from Cutler, so a bit off the pace to try and catch those two. Maybe some excessive flashing going on there, Weiss. If you're unhappy with the move, fine, but just to carry on flashing someone to try and put them off is not cricket, really. Seems like he's packed that in. So Thunder up into 5th at the minute. Rob Scott 6th. Dan in 7th. He's got a bit of a penalty to lose. Not seen many penalties being given out tonight, funnily enough. So RA320 in 8th, Pajonski in 9th, Graham Reed's 10th, Luke Doherty in 11th after his late stop, and Bigsy in 12th after his late stop. Once Luke Doherty come out on a set of racing super softs, let's see if he can batter those in the next 4.5 minutes. I'm sure he can. So Bigsy's just come out on a set of softs, possibly overfueled Bigsy. 18.05, just about out of fuel, so we should see 18.05 come in the pits now. That pit entrance is a bit tricky. Become a victim of that myself. So Zach unable to use those super softs to their full advantage. He did have a second gap, that has just been reduced to 3/4 of a second. Cutler slightly worn softs, just able to carry the speed a little bit better than Zach on the super softs. But Pete Gibb still holding his own in 3rd place, 4.7 back now, so lost a bit of time, but way out of the attack of Weiss at the minute, 4th position, and 2.4 seconds back from Gibb. Rob Scott and Thunderrat pretty close together running down this straight. I don't think Thunderrat's in a position to make a move, a little bit too far back. Closes that gap up. Rob Scott holds on to 5th. I do want to keep an eye on Luke Doherty and Bigsy as well. Late stoppers, if they can carve their way back through the pack. There will be a fair way down now. So Thunderrat in 6th, Dan in 7th, RA320 in 8th. Pack really starting to spread out now. Pajonski in 9th, Graham Reed's 10th. Luke Doherty getting down the inside, taking that 10th position off of him. Graham Reed's down in 11th, and Bigsy 12th. So lost a bit of time actually. 8.8 seconds back from Graham Reed in 12th at the minute, and 18.05 after his stop. Now 26 seconds down. So 2 minutes left. Zach still leading. Cutler right on his tailpipe though as they come around turn 1. So can Zach fend him off for 2 laps? Purple sectors from Cutler. We know that Zach's on the super softs, but a worn out set of super softs. Cutler, we can see on the softs a little bit of wear on them, but nothing compared to Zach Blackwell's tyres in front. Nothing now for Cutler. Does he get it done into the final turn. Zach's going defensive. He's going to try his hardest to fend Cutler off for another lap. Takes that full right-hand line, leaving no space for Cutler to squeeze down the inside. Cutler a little bit too far back to actually make a move at the minute. Again, possibly not quite close enough to make a lunge into turn 1. It's going to have to be down one of the hairpins, I think. Right, let's stick with this view. Closing up again. Zach holding his car in the middle of the track, just letting it be known that Cutler avoiding contact with Zach. Trying to get the run around the outside and then into the inside for this turn. Can he get the run into the hairpin? Zach chops his nose off. A little bit of contact between those two. There's absolutely nothing in it. Can Cutler get it done? Needs to carry the better speed through this long left-hander. And he is doing as well. Chops himself out to the outside. Still nowhere for him to go. Be a run to the line. Cutler has gone to the outside again. Zach down the inside. Slows it right down on the apex. Looks like Zach's going to hang on to it. Zach takes the win. Cutler comes home second. P-Gib going to take third place. Bit of a wiggle from P-Gib and a handbrake across the line. Just takes third place. Weiss is going to come home in fourth, is he, with no fuel? Naughty. Weiss takes fourth, Thunder at fifth, Rob Scott sixth. I'm not sure what will happen about that. Dan KBL comes home seventh, RA320 at eighth, Luke Doherty ninth, Johnsky 10th, Big Z just coming around that final turn for 11th. 1805 has already crossed the line. So Big Z comes home 11th. Graham Reeves again struggled in race 2. That turn 1 caught him out a few times. Other than that, he was as quick as anyone else on track. Yeah, clumsy into the pits. Ouch. Yeah, I've come a cropper there myself, not through my own doing. I got pummeled into the pit wall by someone forgetting there was like a great big hairpin to get in. Yeah, it's not great, Luke. It's not great. It's, I don't know who took you out on lap 1, Weiss. I might do. I might know. But you can watch the stream back and find out for yourself. But that was round 5 of the CHewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. We were live from Autopolis International. We've got the midweek break, I keep saying that, mid-season break next week, I believe. Have I got my dates right? Yeah, of course I have. So yes, next Monday we've got the mid-season break. There is another race on, starting at 8 o'clock. I think the stream is starting about 7:45, just so I can go through a bit of waffle with you lot. It's going to be 2 races, and it is, where's it gone now? So it's Next Gen Racing versus GT. Oh, it's GTFR. I've been saying GTFSR, but it's not. It's GTFR. French-Swiss team that have laid a challenge down to the Next Gen boys. So the mid-season break next week, instead of the minis, we will have this team versus team event. Let me just see if I can pull up some info quickly on it, if I can find it. If it's not a million miles away. Here we go. Let me get past the French bit. Yes, so it'll be 7:45 lobby open. 8 o'clock race start, sorry, 8 o'clock qualifying starts. And then we jump into race 1, which is 18 laps. And then we have another 10-minute break, then we jump into race 2. Race 1 is at Alsace, race 2 is at Brands Hatch. And I believe it's the old era F1 cars. Because all the boys have been choosing liveries for them this week. But yes, what else we got coming up? Wednesday, got the Team versus Team GR3 event. That's always good. Come and check that out. 8:30 as well. Thursday, the final round of P1 RC's Mustangs. That's been a good league. Friday is the start of GTTCC. So if you're anything to do with the sim racing world, I'm sure you'll see 1,000,000,001 posts on Saturday morning, Friday night about GTTCC. Still unsure if I'm streaming it or not. If I do, I won't be talking to you lot. If I don't, tough. And then what we got? We have got, I need to find that details out as well. We've got the, what they call that? The Race of Champions. So that's all the different sim racing groups we know. 2 drivers picked from each, and they have to battle it out week in, week out. I think it's a 5 or 7 week league on a Saturday night, I believe. I'll get more details to you about that. And then Sunday night we've got the P1 boys back again for the N300 League. Really good racing last night. Path 46 taking the win in both of those races. Really good drive from him. It's been a good league, that one. Come and check that out. That will be Sunday at 9 PM. And then the mid-season break, like I say, where we've got the Team versus GTFR. Same time next week, Monday. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums, all of them. My name's darksmoka. I'm out of here.